But as well as being fascinated by Sartre's lifestyle, the media was also scandalized by his atheist ideas. The mainstream press attacked him continuously, accusing him of moral corruption and of spreading hopelessness among the young.
Sartre tries to rebuild the idea of freedom taken out of the Christian culture and to get rid of the power of God on human life. And so he comes to the conclusion that if God exists, man is not free, and if man is free, God does not exist.
I am my liberty. You had scarcely created me when I stopped belonging to you. Nature jumped backwards. I was ageless and felt quite alone in the middle of your well-meaning world, like a man who's lost his shadow. There was nothing left in heaven, neither good nor evil, nor anyone to give me orders. For I am a man, and each man must find his own way. You can neither punish me nor reprimand me, and that's why I make you afraid.
He says there is no God. Well, more than half the world is against him. That's how he's bad. That's how he's nasty. That's why he shouldn't be read. That's why he should be burnt. Then he says liberty is for everybody. Everybody's got right to liberty, got right to go everywhere, say everything, think everything, do everything. And they condemn him as they condemn Socrates. He didn't like being famous. It stopped him in what he wanted to do. When he was in his bureau with his paper, then it was all right. He gave rendezvous sometimes to people, but when he was stopped in the street for autographs or somebody who said hello, he hated that.
Forced to retreat from the cafes of the left bank by the attentions of the press, Sartre moved to live with his mother in the Rue Bonaparte. They lived quietly, often playing piano duets together, and Sartre was free to write, away from the prying eyes of the world.
Sartre, from childhood onward, was someone who had suffered when he couldn't be in control of the image that other people formed of him. This, for him, was hell. This was hellish. This was acutely worrying. The discomfort he felt whenever he thought about what other people were thinking when they were looking at him is fundamental to his existence and to all his writing.
Sartre tells this story about someone, I think it's in a hotel corridor, with their eye to a keyhole, completely absorbed in what's going on in the bedroom behind. And then they hear a step on the stairs behind them, and they suddenly become aware that they are a person looking at a bedroom scene behind a closed door, whereas before they were just looking at the scene.
And he's instantly transformed from being something that's just concentrated on trying to hear to being a human performing a shameful act. And he feels shame. And the very existence of shame proves that we are always under the eyes of other people. If we can even feel shame, this means we know that other people are looking at us, thinking about us.
We start thinking of ourselves as though we were an object. And so we construct an idea of ourselves as an item in someone else's world. And that's the point at which something like a self comes into being. The implication of this is that there is no way that people can, in the end, be comfortable with each other. It is always going to be impossible to think of yourself simultaneously as someone who is going around the world acting in it and being an agent, and also to think of yourself as being an object that other people are observing.
So there is always a conflict, and there's no such thing as human relations that don't involve this kind of conflict. And this is why at the end of huis clos, hell is other people, because we can't get away from this terrible gaze of other people on us all the time.
It's much, much more likely that you will hurt me.
Huis clos, or No Exit, with its unforgettable catchphrase, hell is other people, was Sartre's most popular play.
Look into my eyes. What do you see?
Oh, I'm there. Oh, but so tiny. I can't see myself properly.
But I can.